All right, time to clear the building area for today's video. Lobarks, stop messing with the what? What are you doing? So as you guys know, over the past few weeks, we've been upgrading the MOC a little bit, working on areas that need it. Last week, we checked out the shield generator, and we've also been working on these footprints. And one of the areas that we've been pointing out is this area right here. It is really, really loose because the snot technique behind there has not been done correctly. So I'm gonna have to remove this here to investigate why it's not being held on properly. What? This is seriously what was holding it in. I'm shocked. I'm just shocked. Leaky, you gotta have to learn how to do snot technique correctly. You know?
I thought I did great.
Nope. There's no excuse. There's no excuse.
Where are you going?
Hey, you're not getting out of here until you learn how to do that properly.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I'm locking the door.
Assistant, let me out.
I'll be back when it's done, man.
What do you mean when it's done? What if I gotta go to the bathroom?
Don't worry. You know what I mean.
It's a bucket. This is Leaky. I've been down in Lobricks Studios, locked in for quite some time. If I don't figure out how to do the snot brick technique soon, I don't know how much longer I'll survive. Also, I'm not quite sure why I'm using a match. The power's not out, and there's a light switch right over there on the wall. I've already been in here for 20 minutes. I've got to figure out how to... Also, I'm not sure why I was using matches. I actually have my flashlight. I'm here with Lobarks, so I'm not scared. Did you hear that, Lobarks? My phone is about to die because I only had 10% left, and I used most of it to call for a Hungry Howie's pizza. So, I better figure out how to do snot bricks or I'm gonna die in here. So I guess I don't understand why Assistant was so upset by this wonderfully done snot wall technique. Clearly I have these two pieces right here that's supposed to hold this entire area in place. And you know, I just don't get it. I don't understand why it was so shaky and loose. Yeah, I know, I'm a complete moron. All right, it's been nearly 45 minutes. I'm running low on food and water. I may have to resort to eating Lobarks. Not to mention my bucket's getting full. Oh, Lobarks, don't drink that! I gotta be completely honest. I haven't been this scared since I went to that Justin Bieber concert. So anyways, I better figure out what snot bricks is and get to work. Well, first things first, I have to tear this down, but I have to do it in a way as to not disrupt the other side of this, which is the spider ice cave with Mando and Grogu there. So I do not want to be messing with the inside of this. So hopefully how I built this, and you can go back and watch the episode, I did it in a way where I can take this wall apart and not break the inside. Fingers crossed, or I'm going to be in here a really long time. All right, so let's take this apart. This actually gives me a chance to re-lock in the base here, and also talk a bit about how ungrateful Assistant is. You know, everything I've done for him, I refill the hay in his cage every night and feed him pizza and such, and how dare he lock me in here. All right, I was able to tear this down without disrupting the ice cave. You can see through it a little bit in the back, but that's what I'm going to cover up. So Mandalorian and Grogu can fight and murder these ice spiders in peace. Now, if only I could remember the snot brick technique that I used in the past and being old and leaky, my memory ain't so great. And not to mention, I think Assistant locked me in here without my snot brick pieces. Assistant! Oh, I can't believe this. How humiliating. Locked in my own basement. Usually it's Assistant that's locked in the basement. Assistant, I promise if you let me out of here, I'll change the hay in your cage at least twice a week instead of only once a week. All right, it's clear to me I'm going to have to make do with what I have. So let's revisit the snot technique. All right, to revisit once again, studs not on top. We have to start with an actual snot piece as we build the wall upwards. And we will show you how we're doing this. So we connect there. And the key about snot, other than you want to wipe it from your nose if you get it, is you want one full brick above the snot piece, a plate, another full brick, then your snot brick. And the plate fits right on the front. So we have two of these guys, so we have enough stability for the front side of the rock face. All right, so let's mount our two snot walls here. And there we go. Now we're gonna put the plates on the front and remount our mountain pieces. All right, there are our plates. Lock that there. Now the top part of the mountain wall. All right, we got to cover up all the holes where we can, or open up new holes. That's always a good idea. All right, we still have more decorating to do, but it's pretty well locked into place here. Hopefully Assistant agrees and will let me out of Lobricks Studios, but you never know when it comes to Assistant. So I'm gonna finish decorating, we'll come right back. All right, so this is nice, firm, and in place. The snow mountain scene looking pretty good. Not floppy or doingy, nice and solid. So let's see if Assistant will let me out of here. All right, Assistant, I finished the snot wall. You can let me out now. You are out there, right? Oh, jeez. Well, I guess while I'm waiting, I can put the walker back. And you know what? I could add more footprints. I know how you guys love footprints. All right, so once again, the game plan for the footprints was to build in a V pattern towards the center. So you can kind of see the carnage left behind from the walkers as they tromp through the snow. And it's not just the footprints themselves, but it's all of the, I guess I'll call it walker spray, where they left trodden up snow and debris that fell in their wake. And other than Shorty there, this is the only walker that doesn't have any footprints. So I'm gonna build those right now. So one of the things I've been trying to recreate is the foot dragging effect that the walker's feet have, like they show in the movie. And to do that, we use more of these 2x2 and 1x3 pieces that we put in between the legs of the walkers as their feet, as they go, kind of drag along the ground and stir up some of the snow. If you look behind the walkers, the footprints are more narrow in configuration than on the sides of the feet themselves. And that was intentional. I wanted to give kind of a little greater impact when the foot hit the ground. But I think it gives a cool effect, like a stomp effect. Case in point, this rear walker right here. The feet are wider and outlining the foot, where these footprints are more narrow. All right, now that I have the primary footprints down, it's time to lay in all the debris on both sides of this walker. Whew, all right, I am done. Let me see if I can get Assistant to let me out of here.
Okay guys, so there we have it. Everything is looking really good over here. I'm so glad that we now have all of the footprints, at least in the back. I know the up front walker still doesn't have any, but at least in the back area over here, we have full coverage of the footprints. And of course, Leaky has fixed up the snot wall, all nice and good. It's sturdy, not wiggling around anymore. The problem has been solved. But that is the end of our 3 little projects there. I don't know if you guys like how we did that, kind of announcing the next 3. I know we used to do that in the older videos, but if you want to see what's coming in the future, every single time without us even telling you, you can always subscribe to the member program. That's always an option. But anyway, that's probably going to conclude all the building for today. But of course, we still have to place a minifigure. And I thought since Leaky's been good, he'll get to pick the minifigure today. So let's see how that goes.
All right, because Assistant locked me in here today, I am going to be placing some more dead Rebel Troopers on the board, which are pretty much going to represent Assistant, how I want to see him, you know, his outcome on the battlefield. And we don't really have any guys in front of the firing line, because normally when you get shot, you get thrown backwards. So we're just going to have that guy there. That's Assistant Screen Death number 1. And one thing to note about Rebel Trooper battlefield casualties, they wouldn't have blood, but they would have some black scorch marks from where the blaster hit. So just putting this little reverse backpack holder and a scorch mark on him where he was hit. And I wanted to do a different facial expression, but he probably got hit so fast he didn't have time to go, ugh! So here we go. There is the black blaster mark on Rebel Trooper. So let's go put this guy down now. Okay, he'll have gotten blasted near the turret, and he's kind of in mid-fall. So there we go. There's that guy. And the other dead guy, who I like to call Assistant.
Well, there we have it. The minifigure has been placed down. An excellent choice by Leaky. I would have made another choice, but you know, he did good building the mountain, so it was his pick this week. If you guys did enjoy this episode, make sure to subscribe so you can see next week's episode. It's going to be much of the same. Just you wait. But anyway, guys, I will see ya in the next one.